Good morning, Collective and Soul Tribe. Happy Thursday. It is Thursday, April the 2nd. I hope you guys are doing well so far today. I will be using just the Tarot for Learning, or not Oracle deck, but tarot deck, right, for today's reading. So let's jump into it and see what you guys might need to know. All right, guys. For those who are maybe celebrating Good Friday, maybe you guys are taking a day off. Rest could be very significant, but for those of you that are not, even if you're not celebrating Easter, just taking some time off or taking time off for yourself could resonate for some of you. And for the rest of you, maybe you're just, relaxing. Some of you may be dealing with family, some of you maybe not, but there is something about taking time away from, I guess, the hustle and bustle and being able to just come together and be in union with either yourself or people that you truly, care about and stuff like that. So let's see what you guys might need to know. All right. So spirit, universe, God, guides, anybody that is watching over the collective or whoever the collective resonates when it comes to higher self, what messages do you have for them for today, for April 2nd? And always protect and guide them no matter what, even if they see this video or not. Allow them to receive confirmation, whether this is from themselves or from other people or from other astrologers or other people who do similar work. Okay, so let's see. Source or universe or spirit, what messages do you have for the collective at this time that resonate with this message for April 2nd? Thank you. So the first card we have here is the King of Wands, okay? For some of you, this is about basically leadership. And if it's not leadership, like say you guys are taking leadership in your own life, this also talks about you being able to have a big, clear vision. Now, this clear vision could be you moving forward or you basically having an idea of what the bigger picture might be in a situation. So it's almost like for those that are aware about their path and basically where they're supposed to be going, it's almost like this energy where you could be also testing the universe just out of curiosity to see if there's a pattern. So say you notice there's something happening where you may be rejected in certain situations. So you're like, you may test the universe in itself. So say, for example, like jobs, right? Like say you're applying for work or, you're applying for something and you realize there's a pattern where maybe you're rejected. It's almost like you're coming to the conclusion that maybe you guys are supposed to start your own thing or, whatever hobby or interests you have, basically turning that into something more than what you're doing for those who are very creative, right? And even that too, it's like taking control. So you could be somebody who takes very daring decisions as well, and you might be bold as well too. So there's a lot of things that you may do that a lot of people are afraid to do, and that is what makes you somebody who is a leader or somebody who's able to think outside the box, or not just be thinking outside the box, but being able to not be afraid, right? Not being afraid of trying new things, not being afraid of, doing something that's not the normal. It's almost like someone being a doctor and then it's like you're not a doctor anymore, so you end up like having a farm, like something that is just so like opposite of what people expect you to do or thinking that you may show up and do. So take what resonates with that, with the number 14. Okay, 1 and 4 equals 5. 5 talks about, creativity, what you guys are doing when it comes to romance, dating, joy, things that bring you joy. Self-expression is also significant. So yeah, okay. Even also when it comes to 14 days to weeks, that could be significant, or even I want to say 5 days to weeks as well could also be significant. So, take what resonates with that. 1 is about, independence, and 4 talks about, family, right? And also when it comes to family, this could also talk about building a foundation of your own. So this could be your own foundation. This could be a group, a collective of people. This could be anything, but you are somebody who will take initiative, and you are somebody who is very determined and, ambitious. You have a vision, you have a vision for leadership, or you are made for leadership. And I'm going to be honest with you, not everybody has the traits or the skills to have leadership, right? A lot of people think that just going to school alone is going to just be the only way for you to be able to lead. But that's not the only way to lead. You can be a spiritual leader. You can be I guess, an advisor, right? When it comes to leadership as well, you could be a coach. You could be anything when it comes to leadership. But a lot of people feel like they have to spend years and thousands of dollars to go back to school just so that they can lead. And there's so many different ways to teach and lead. It's not just one way. And I think that's what society is trying to make people feel like, where, there's only one way of doing something. And God forbid you do it the way that you like to do it. It's almost like you're being shunned, for what you like to do. So, perfect example, right? It's like someone going to school to do like nutrition and, being a teacher, okay, when it comes to teaching like gym classes and things like that, right? Versus somebody being a coach when it comes to, working out and things like that. There's a difference, right? One can be more holistic than the other one. And a lot of times that's the thing with holistic work, is that a lot of people feel that it's not real, and it is real, right? So Ten of Pentacles, okay, this energy here where some of you guys may feel like when it comes to like your roots, like I said, this could be family, or this could be like ancestors, inheritance. There is something about receiving a windfall of change. Now, this could be within your stability. And also when it comes to being grateful for the abundance and stability that you do have in your life right now. Okay, so this is Mercury in Virgo. You may have this placement. If not, there's something about communication when it comes to stability, right? And also when it comes to privilege, right? Affluence, tradition, things of that matter. So even if you're not someone who cares to like, build a legacy, there's something about inheritance, or you being able to receive, when it comes to you being able to have some type of skill or talent or whatever it is that you have, that's building some type of future for other generations, whether this is your generation or other generations before or after. Either way, you're creating something, right? And whatever it is that you're creating, it's, recognizing about what it is to have family, okay, or what it's like to have tradition. You guys could be changing a lot of things. So again, take what resonates with that. A lot of times people think that tradition is only about holidays. No, tradition could be your culture, right? For example, Easter. Easter's not too far away, right? And most people that celebrate Easter, for some people, they celebrate it on the Sunday. For most West Indian cultures, we celebrate it on Good Friday. It just all depends, right? Not everybody does the same things, okay? Some people do certain foods, okay? We do, fry fish and bun and cheese and stuff like that. So again, there's certain traditions that you guys could be either continuing, or you guys are either making it a different way for you, right? So, how usually people come together, there's dinner, there's this. For some of you, you may enjoy your time away or holidays by yourself. Okay, so not everyone is the same. Not everybody cares for tradition. But when it does come to your skills and talents, there's something that is passed down from your family that you have. And you're aware about this, right? For everybody, it's going to be different, but you are aware about the skill or talent. The question is, are you going to tap into that, right? So for some of you guys, when it comes to Queen of Cups, there's something about compassion, warmth, kindness, okay? Now, even when it comes to Cancer energy, you may have Cancer placements, and there could be a situation where you could be giving too much, okay? Or you may feel like when it comes to basically feeling like maybe you in a situation could be being seen as oversensitive, right? So there's two ways to look at it, right? There's something about you being able to embrace your emotional intelligence and compassion, but at the same time, when it comes to other people dealing with your energy, it comes off differently, right? So there could be situations where people may feel like you're being fragile, right? Or they may feel like, you're being oversensitive, or maybe you're giving too much, right? Whatever this is, it's like you do have discernment and you have balance on what it is that you'll give to people and how you give it to them. It is no one's business on how you give. The problem is a lot of people are very quick to judge situations that they don't know anything about, right? So say you are a Cancer, or say you have placements that are water placements, or you're just nurturing, you're just somebody who's very nurturing. If you feel like you want to go out of your way and do something for somebody, do that. But because other people are so judgmental or quick to just assume, it's like if you were to stop being that support or stop being that person that's always there for people, God forbid you do that. Now you're the enemy, right? You're the enemy. Okay, you're the one that's, basically fragile, even though you're looking at situations from an emotional standpoint and not just logical, from both standpoints, right? So 1 and 3 equals 4. This is about family, right? So there could be something when it comes to family where you could be dealing with situations too where you were giving too much in a situation, right? Or even if you weren't giving too much, there's something about your emotional intelligence, right? When it comes to you. So take what resonates with that too with the number 13. There's something about maybe you guys are learning to take that energy of emotional intelligence, and instead of putting it on just family and friends and people of the past, there's something about you taking that energy, putting it into yourself, or doing something that you actually like doing. So for some of you, this could be counseling, this could be healing, okay, or any healing professions. This could be your creative pursuits. Whatever it is that you're doing, there's something about you trying to build a foundation or build some type of stability. Even when it comes to mothering yourself, that is also significant too. It's like there's a lot of things that you had to do for yourself. Now, not everyone will resonate with that, but that could just be confirmation for some people. And even when it comes to your emotions and your intuition, there's something about you being aware that people may see you in a certain perspective. And instead of getting to know you, because, like I said, you could be emotional, you may have a lot of in-depth, emotions and that kind of stuff. Instead of getting to know you and getting to understand why you're the way that you are or why you do things the way that you do, it's like people are just quick to just judge, right? So you may be taking this time to nurture yourself. Okay, this is going within, like whatever this is, whether this is emotionally or, just grounding yourself. But take what resonates with that too. That could be confirmation, but there's something about you stepping into a new profession. If this is not career, this is something about you stepping into something new that is tied to holistic work or wellness work. Okay, so yeah. 9 of Cups, okay, there's something about your wishes coming true. So for some of you guys, this is success. This is about, achievement. You guys could be succeeding in something that you guys are doing, like I said, receiving recognition, or there's something about pleasure, right? Having pleasure in what it is that you guys are building. Now, for some of you, this is about what you feel. Jupiter energy talks about abundance and things of that matter, right? And prosperity. So when it comes to your abundance and prosperity confirmation with the horn, there's something about you achieving something, but at the same time, even if you're not seeing that achievement right now, you are showing up to the universe that you are grateful for the abundance and blessings that you have in your life. So this doesn't have to be just money only. This could just be energy, okay? This could be energy, this could be people, this could be people supporting you, okay, what you have going on, even if it's just like something so simple as school, right? Say you guys are going to school for something that is very, different or just out of the normal compared to being like, the regular fields like nurses and doctors and things like that. You could be doing something that's very like odd or unorthodox in school. And that could be something where maybe you're not getting the support that you want from your family or your friends. And maybe you might meet people in that same field that support you. So again, sometimes family, it's not about blood being thicker than water. Sometimes family could be, a stranger that you meet on the street or somebody that you know. But there's something about your wishes coming true, and also Six of Cups energy. So this is because you are somebody that's very healing. You have a lot of comfort. You bring a lot of nostalgia to people, and also you embrace happiness, right? Even when it comes to like old school things, you embrace that. So if that's video games, okay, watching old movies, right? Like The Breakfast Club, things like that, you guys are doing that, and you're finding pleasure in the simple things in life. It's like, yeah, life can be hard. Life can be, draining. Okay, people can be draining sometimes, but when you find something that you love to do and you focus on that, whether it's a hobby, a job, an interest, whatever it is, once you find that thing that clicks, that's it. There's nothing else to worry about. There's nothing else to focus on besides that. So even when it comes to like gossip or, certain things in the news or celebrities, you don't care about that. You're focused on your inner healing. And that is very important to you. You are somebody who thinks about what happens to me after I leave this place. Some of you, it gives you anxiety. Some of you guys, you guys are able to think that deep because you think about things like this and you wonder because of how energy shows up for you, right? So, take what resonates with this. Like I said, when it comes to you guys relaxing, we have Four of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So like I said, there's something about peace, okay, being in peace, solitude, something to do with, working on financial stability as well with Jupiter energy. This is about balance with Libra. So I don't know also if that also helps. But even with the full moon in Libra right now, maybe that might be helping somebody who has their Libra in Jupiter. And even if you don't, there's something about Libra placements when it comes to, even if you don't have it, but balance, right? Receiving justice when it comes to your abundance, right? You being able to rest and recharge for a brighter future. So not draining your energy, knowing when to go in within yourself and knowing when to pause and take a breather. That's significant too, right? So it doesn't even matter if you have a 9 to 5, it's the same thing too. Even if you have a 9 to 5, knowing when to take vacation, knowing when to take time off. And you know what? If the company cannot find someone to, cover for you, at the same time, it's this energy of that's too bad, that's on them. But if you are someone who's organized, and I understand, so that's why I'm saying this, you may be someone who's organized, and say you do go back to work from vacation, everything piles up. Okay, everything piles up. The person who's supposed to be covering for you doesn't cover for you. And sometimes it's a lack of staff. So it's like the company knows that they're being cheap. And instead of paying you guys what you're supposed to be paid, it's almost like people would rather be cheap and lose their good staff and maybe have robots, okay, doing things for them. So it's almost like when it comes to your self protection, it's like you're not stressing over anything that has either nothing to do with you or it's just out of your control. You are no longer stressing about certain things because, like I said, you are finding peace. Okay, you are resting, you are recharging, you are finding peace. Even when life may not be peaceful, you are going to find peace some way, somehow. Okay, there's something about you also recovering as well, right? And like I said, recovering from the hustle and bustle of life. Okay, so tomorrow could be significant, the weekend. Okay, maybe some of you guys could be taking Monday off, depending on, where you are in, certain states, provinces, things like that. But yeah, right? But I'm going to end it here, guys. Please take what resonates. And again, thank you guys, all right, for the love, the support, things like that. Even if it's just a like or a share or just a comment of you resonating with the message, I appreciate that. Anyways, thank you guys. I appreciate you. Follow me on YouTube and TikTok. And if you guys want to check out my blog, you guys can check out my website. It is www.mysteriouslyunique.ca. And I also just posted another blog post for green crystals. So you guys can, check that out if you guys want. Also, too, if you guys are interested in green crystals, I do have a few more blog posts that I will be doing. may not be right away. You know, sometimes I like to spread them out and give you guys time to read like the other things, especially if you guys are, you know, trying to catch up with the, you know, Aries season or like the moon cycle. But for those that are interested in that too, you guys can check that out. I just posted that last night. And yeah, but thank you guys. I'll see you next time. And like I said, if you guys want to just check out my blog or just book a reading, you guys can, you know, go straight to my website. And yeah, I'll see you next time. All right, guys. Love you guys. Have a wonderful Thursday, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.